is now the time to pull the trigger on the new Model Y Juniper. In a turn of events that I don't think anyone expected, at least not this soon, Tesla's most recent round of discounts includes the new refreshed Model Y. And keep in mind, delivery started not that long ago in March, so barely 2 months, and new buyers are looking at saving thousands of dollars. And to top it all off, the cheaper but still has all of the premium features, longer range, rear-wheel drive long range, is now available, but it actually may be more expensive than the all-wheel drive long range, which we'll talk about. So first, let's briefly discuss everything that's new with the refreshed Model Y, as I do have some updated thoughts that I haven't really mentioned. Exterior or the new design. Light bars on both the front and rear ends. Rear end has a more beefier, like protruding diffuser, which Tesla has said is to aid in repair costs of like smaller fender benders. New tail lights are integrated into the light bar. Front headlights have been moved down, and no fog lights. I very much liked the design. I always liked the rear, but the front has grown on me a lot, having seen more of them on the road. Like just seeing that light bar come towards you, I think it looks really good. Plus, Tesla is now offering it in a new diamond black post-launch series, and I've seen people matte PPFing it already, and I love how the light bars look, both of them, against that matte black. More than likely the color that I'll end up going with. As for the interior, it's pretty much the new Model 3, which I've owned for almost a year now, and I still really enjoy it. Wraparound ambient lighting, thinner bezels on the screen, updated center console, better looking wheel, and the buttons are physical instead of haptic. Rear screen, and even though I don't have rear passengers, using it for moving the passenger seat forward is very nice from the back. Power folding rear seats from both the trunk and also the sides of the seat, front seats being ventilated. Yeah, pretty much the same as the new Model 3, just with even more features. As for the turn signal returning, that's not really a big deal for me considering that the steering wheel buttons are physical. I wish I could either request the new Model Y without the turn signal or get the turn signal put in my new Model 3 just to have some type of uniformity. Though this isn't a Model Y Juniper problem and more of a, if you plan to own both a refreshed Model 3 and a refreshed Model Y at the same time problem. With both cars being so similar on the inside, I could see forgetting for a second and either going for a ghost stock in the 3 or hitting the wipers in the Y, as that's where the 3's turn signals are on the wheel. Speaking of uniformity, if you're looking for minimalistic, logoless accessories to go with your new minimalist, logoless new Model Y interior, Test Stuff is finally offering pre-orders for our Model Y Juniper mats. These are our super popular all-weather floor mats, along with screen protectors, and yes, it includes the glass for the back screen, organizers, mud flaps, everything you'll need to keep your new Tesla protected. And you can use code YouTube, all caps, to get 10% off your entire order, and that includes the new floor mats. I'll have everything linked below, and as for the floor mats, those are shipping in early July. As for under the hood, there's not really too much to talk about. Legacy-wise, had hardware for a good while. There is a front bumper camera, which I really like, as it means you're no longer kind of guessing how close you are when parking. Yeah, the Tesla camera system that replaced ultrasonic sensors is good enough that you're probably not going to hit something, but this is just way better. No updates to charging, sadly. I have seen some people complaining, but I more so believe that it's just people getting tired of Tesla claiming 250 kilowatts. You plug in, you're at 250 for all of about 30 seconds, and then within like 5 minutes, you're at sub 200 kilowatts. Range and battery, same thing, no updates, but some reports coming out after the initial round of testing showing better efficiency and range than what was originally reported. Overall, I think everything here is a plus. There's nothing I see that I'm like, the old one was better. I think just all around this is a better vehicle. As for the deals, Tesla is once again running a 0 APR deal for the new Model 3, but this time that expands to the new Model Y. Not 0%, but close at 1.99% and up to 72 months, which at a 72-month loan with the default $4,000 down and $7,500 tax credit, that's a difference of almost $4,500 saved in interest over the life of the loan. Or in monthly payment terms, about $70 saved versus the current 5.5% that Tesla is offering on new vehicles for like excellent credit qualified buyers. This alone is more than likely going to sway a lot of buyers that were looking at getting a barely used, though at a still pretty steep discount 2024, or even if you can find a 2025 with, maybe a few thousand miles on it, to just go ahead and get the newer Tesla instead, especially if they were looking at planning on taking a loan out. And just a quick reminder that all 2025 Model Ys are legacy. The Junipers, the refreshes, all of those are 2026, even though they started deliveries in March 2025. Tesla did that just to simplify to know which one you have, because with the Highland, it was kind of confusing. You could have a 2024 Model 3, but it not be a Highland. So yeah, they did that just to try and help avoid confusion. And getting back to the used loans, yeah, those are like 8+% right now. 2% versus 8% is huge. I mean, 2% versus 5.5, like we already discussed, was over 4,000. So at 8%, you're looking at over 7,000. Of course, if you were buying cash or going for a 2021 or 2022 with higher mileage, it would come out cheaper even at the higher interest. But then you get into a whole lot of other stuff of, like no comfort suspension, no hardware 4. I still think legacy Ys are good cars if you can get a really good deal on them. But people forget that the Y came out in 2020. I think a lot of people think the Y came out when the 3 came out. No, the 3 came out like 2-3 years before the Y. So even though, you're buying a 2021 or a 2022 and it's technically only a few years old, I mean, we just got into 2025, it's an entirely different car and experience versus the refresh. So yeah, you really got to double check your numbers if you're looking at used versus just buying new with the current promotion. Just make sure that if you do qualify for that 1.99%, that you're taking that into account if you are going to be taking out a loan. Now, all the numbers that I've talked about up to this point have been about the long-range all-wheel drive, as Tesla has excluded the new long-range rear-wheel drive from the APR promotion. More than likely because they have a lot of long-range all-wheel drives sitting around that they just need to get moved. Like if you look at the estimated availability, a long-range rear-wheel drive is 3 to 5 weeks, where a long-range all-wheel drive is like 1 to 3 weeks. And there's a ton of long-range all-wheel drives in inventory. If you were looking at financing, it makes almost 0 sense right now to go with the long-range rear-wheel drive over the all-wheel drive. As when you look at the monthly payments, they are pretty much the same. Like I think $1, maybe $2 or $3 in difference on the monthly payment, just with a 5.5 versus a 1.99. You might as well get the all-wheel drive. It doesn't matter if the long-range all-wheel drive technically has more miles at 357 versus 327 for the all-wheel drive, or the fact that it still has premium features that, on something like the Legacy were excluded to the all-wheel drive. I think the all-wheel drive is totally worth it. Plus the all-wheel drive can get acceleration boost, making it even quicker, and at sub 5 seconds, for $2,000 to cut your 0 to 60 by another half second, that's a really good deal when you compare it to like gas cars and trying to shave half a second off your 0 to 60 when it's already under 5 seconds. The APR deals right now kind of just skew the numbers. With that being said, I do want to reiterate, for when the APR deal does end or they bring it to the long-range rear-wheel drive, that as of right now, it appears the long-range rear-wheel drive is literally the all-wheel drive but without the front motor. Like same premium sound system, which was always missing from rear-wheel drive Teslas. Like the rear-wheel drive Model 3 doesn't have the premium sound system. It has the same warranty, 50,000 miles on your basic vehicle, and then 120,000 miles or 8 years on your battery and drivetrain. Normally rear-wheel drives have the 100,000 or 8 years. Literally everything else is the same. So once they're back on even ground, even though I really do think all-wheel drive is worth it, I think that the rear-wheel drive will end up being the one that most people go with, as it technically has the larger range figure, it has all the premium features, and it's gonna be sub $40,000 with the tax credit. So is now a good time to buy? Yes. Except for 2 reasons. The new Model Y is just a better, more up-to-date version of the old Model Y, which, don't forget, was the best-selling new car in the world. So if the old one fit all of your needs and you were kind of just waiting because, well, the new one was right around the corner, then yeah, the new one's going to fit all of your needs as well. Plus, you're also getting a really good APR deal just because you waited a few months. I've actually seen some launch series owners not mad, right? They knew what they were buying. You pay more money to get the Tesla earlier. You're getting a fully loaded one. You're definitely paying to play, but just a little irritated that Tesla I saw launch series getting delivered a month ago, so barely any time at all, and they're already running really good APR deals on the new Model Y. Plus, waiting also got you the ability to, if you didn't need a fully optioned Model Y, then you didn't have to buy FSD. You don't have to spend $60,000 or get nothing. Now, as for the 2 reasons not to put an order in right now if you seriously are in the market for a Model Y is either 1, you're waiting for a 7-seater. If you actually need 7 seats to haul that amount of people around, it's different if you're just using the 3rd row for something else besides hauling people. I'm not sure what you would use it for, but if that may be a little different. But if you actually need 7 seats for people, you probably just need a bigger car than what the Model Y is. People have been asking Tesla to update the Model X to make it an actual full-sized SUV, as it definitely is bigger than the Model Y. And that's why I see a lot of people actually going with R1S's, just because those actually are pretty big. But yeah, that 3rd row just genuinely is not usable. It is super tiny. There's no way that anything besides kids or infants in a car seat are fitting back there. And at that point, even with Tesla's insanely good safety rating, they're borderline in the trunk. I would just look at getting a used X instead, if I'm being entirely honest. Plus, if you have that big of a family, you'll probably like the X more. And then, of course, if you're waiting for the performance, which we actually got another sighting of as of, when this video goes live, a few days ago. Pretty standard. It's covered up on the front and rear end, and we've been seeing more and more, so fingers crossed that we'll see this sometime soon. If you're like me and you're waiting for the performance, while I am normally someone to say, just hold strong, wait, it'll be worth it, don't expect there to be any deals on the performance, at least for the first few months, 1 to 2 months, kind of like what we're seeing now with the new Model Y, as Tesla will just be kind of taking all those early people that don't really care if they get a deal or not, fulfilling those orders, and then once they've ramped, then they'll start running the deals, just like how they did with the Model 3 performance. Now, if you are someone that's taking the plunge on the current APR deals, let me know what spec you got down in the comments section. If you are new around here and you want to see more Tesla related stuff in your YouTube feed, then feel free to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.